There we go with the Rushville Lions in a very vociferous and vocal cheering section here for the Lions from the South Central Conference. They're the champs there. At the
wearing
director,
number
John
10,
Wilson.
Robert Hendricks.
Robbie Hendricks, 5'9" senior.
Number 12, Greg Harcourt.
6'2" sophomore.
Number 14, Steve Goddard.
Steve is 6'2" and a senior.
Wearing number 22, Jim Ponsler.
5'10" junior.
Number 32, Brian Easley.
5'11" senior.
Number 50,
Those are not
Joe Redden.
An expression
Number
of appreciation.
52,
Redden,
Bruce
6'3"
Koppel.
senior. Koppel is 6'4", a junior.
And the starting lineup for Rushville.
Here we go with the 5 starters.
At the forward positions, number 34, Neville Cullum.
Cullum is 6'4", a senior. 9-point
Number
average.
44, Myron Schaus.
Great corner shooter, 6'3", senior. 10-point
At
average.
center, number 40, Brad Miley.
What a tournament he's had, 6'8", senior.
At guard, number 20, Rick Goins.
Rick Goins, Mr. Basketball candidate,
And number
6'5",
30,
senior.
Dennis Goins.
His brother, only a freshman, Dennis Goins.
And the head
5'10"
coach of the
freshman.
Rushville Lions, Larry Angle.
There is Larry Angle.
The officials for this afternoon's first game.
The officials
Dean
now
Lynn
being introduced.
and Homer Owens.
In their red uniforms, maroon actually, maroon and white against the red and black of Rushville. And here we go, first quarter play-by-play, Craig Roberts.
Thank you very much, Tom. Brad Miley, number 40, in the white jumping for Rushville against Clement Murrell. Tip control, Washington Senators. Kerry Williams dumps it off to number 33, Drake Morris. He's the man that makes it go along with Keith Walker. Morris started out the year as a forward. He's a swing man, can play either guard or forward. Top of the key, once again, Morris. Walker. Tip. In and out. Rebound pulled out of there by Miley, and we've got a personal call underneath. Number 34 picks up the personal foul. That's Michael Phillips. Over the top on that rebound attempt. So Myron Schaus will inbound it. And as we suspected, Tom, Washington will go to a full court pressure to try to take Rushville out of that offense. This is Dennis Goins. Goins only a freshman. Right side Cullum along the baseline to Rick Goins. Jumper from 15 will be short. Air ball taken out of there by Morris. Fast breaks it to Walker. Goins blocks the shot. We've got a whistle. It will be a goaltending call. A goaltending call against Rick Goins. The basket will be good. Credit that basket to number 21, Keith Walker. 2-0. 7:20 to go first quarter. Back down the other side, Miley's shot, or rather Cullum's shot goes out of bounds, but Rushville will control. Byron Schaus will bring it in, number 44. Schaus was the quarterback for the Rushville football team this past fall. Finally gets it outside high to Dennis Goins. Over to Rick. Baseline, Neville Cullum. Goins. Inside to Schaus. His shot won't go down. Good defensive work by Kerry Williams. Here comes East Chicago. They'll run with it. To Drake Morris. Morris goes baseline and he travels. Morris looked like he wanted to put Rick Goins in the air and then take the shot, but he walked with it.
That's the second turnover charged to East Chicago. I should understand they have quite a few every game.
They're averaging 21 turnovers a game, which is incredible for a team with a record of 26-1. Schaus. His shot won't go. Tip won't go. Brought out of there by Walker. Fast breaks it right side to Morris. Dennis Goins on him. Morris drives and gets the bucket. Drake Morris gets his first basket. He's averaging 21 points a game and 12 rebounds for the Senators.
Each team has taken 4 shots. Rushville has not hit any, and 2 out of 4 for East Chicago.
Here's Goins. His shot way off the mark, and Morris pulls down another rebound. 3 boards now for Drake Morris. 6:23 to go first quarter. Murrell inside. In, out, won't go. Miley with the rebound. Brad Miley gets it to Dennis Goins. Rushville wants to run with it. Schaus way off the mark, and Rushville, known as an excellent shooting team, can't find the range. Number 34 drives to the lane. Phillips' shot won't get on, and we've got a whistle inside on Myron Schaus.
Rushville is not only missing him, but they're missing him by wide margin. There's timeout on the floor, but the score 4-0. East Chicago, Washington. We'll be right back after this message from Indiana Bell.
If you want to give something to someone you love, it's got to be a special thing. So give someone a ring, someone a ring.
The first 6 shots from the floor, and as Tom pointed out, they were shooting in the neighborhood of 54% from the field. East Chicago, Washington hitting 50%. We talked to John Walladette yesterday at practice, and there was every indication he'd go to the full court pressure. That's exactly what he's done. Keith Walker inbounds it for the Senators to Morris. Morris, number 33, only a junior, 6'5", 185. A lot of muscle. Walker. His jumper won't go down. Rebound controlled by Merle. Merle's jumper way off the mark. Tip, good. Credit that to number 33, Drake Morris. He's got 4. This is Dennis Goins working right side against Keith Walker. Both teams like the man-to-man. They'll go to the 1-3-1 zone on occasion. Rushville will occasionally use a matchup. Schaus, baseline, tries to get it inside to Miley. Merle knocks it out. Miley got a hand on it, though, and it turns it over. East Chicago, Washington will inbound it. Their only loss of the year, 63-62 to East Chicago Roosevelt in an overtime. That was only the second game of the year. They avenged that in the sectional by eliminating Roosevelt. Walker inside, good move. Inside to Kerry Williams. Williams gets his first basket. East Chicago, Washington at this point having no problem getting it inside. Dennis Goins, 8-0 now. Rushville still not on the board. In and out, tipped by Miley, not controlled. Cullum's rebound shot way off the glass high, and Merle brings it out of there. With 5:10 to go, we've gone in excess now, closing in on 3 minutes, and Rushville hasn't scored.
Rushville has taken 8 shots. Not one has dropped.
This is Walker. His jumper up off the glass, no good. Rebound controlled by Schaus. He dumps it to Goins. Randy Goins. Thinking of a fellow I went to school with. This is Dennis Goins to his brother Rick. Right side, Williams working on him. Jumper, top of the key, short, off the rim. Rebound inside. Miley, he's got the basket. At the 4:40 mark of the first period, Rushville gets on the board. It's 8-2, East Chicago, Washington. Deep baseline pass. Jumper by Michael Phillips. Phillips now has scored. And everybody with the exception of Merle has scored for East Chicago, Washington. Rick Goins brings it across the timeline. Morris working on him. Inside, Miley. Schaus, top of the key to Goins. Right side, Schaus will take the jumper from 12. It'll be short. Miley with the rebound, gets it back to Schaus. Follow-up basket, won't go down. Rushville really having their problems. East Chicago, Washington's Keith Walker got the rebound and then traveled and turns it right back.
I just can't believe some of these shots Rushville is missing underneath. Those are just normally. Here comes Goddard. He's a great shooter. Rushville. He's number 20. All-star candidate has the ball stolen from him by Drake Morris all alone, and there it is. Drake Morris, 8 points now for him in just over a quarter of action. And the score is 22-12. All of a sudden, East Chicago from the corner. Cullum a little bit long. Rushville simply still not hitting with any consistency. There's a pass that'll go out of bounds. A turnover by East Chicago, Washington. That is only their 3rd, so they're well below their normal game average in turnovers. Now, in for Rushville at a guard spot, Brian Easley, a senior. Miley short on the shot. Rushville has just no conception this afternoon of where that ball is going when they throw it up there. Cullum draws the foul. Rushville's 3rd. To give you an idea, on the first quarter shooting, East Chicago 43%, 10 out of 23. Rushville only 6 out of 23. Lowly 26%. And that's the reason the scoreboard reads 22-12. East Chicago Senators. Steps are going to be called or a foul? Foul. Brian Easley, number 32. Rushville's 4th foul.
I think it's a pretty good indication of the defensive pattern of this game for East Chicago, Washington. They're using a matchup zone. It's a 1-3-1, but they're collapsing in the center, and Miley's had a heck of a time getting the ball.
And it's in, number 34, Phillips. Michael Phillips, 6'4" senior. That's his 3rd rebound field goal in this contest. And all of a sudden, it's 24-12, a big 12-point lead. And we're in the second quarter early. Out of bounds, Rushville. 17,300 plus here at Market Square Arena. Schaus and Goins will come back in for Rushville. Number 30, Dennis Goins, and Schaus, number 44, back in there. They replace Easley and Cullum. And Rushville's got to get their scoring machine on track. They haven't so far. Retrieved by Goins. Rick Goins past the far side. Miley back to Dennis. He'll fire. No. Pass. Beautiful one to Schaus. And he can't hit it. That's about the third shot underneath that was a so-called cripple, but he can't drop him today. And then Walker goes down and does that to him. And the margin goes to 14 now. And it's 26-12. Rushville shooting still way, way, way off.
Well, I don't think there's any question that zone is really bothering Rushville. It's if they lose their composure at any point right here, they're going to get blown out early.
Charging foul on Miley. He was in close. Obviously a good shot. Couldn't hit it and winds up with a foul. And that's Brad Miley's foul. And great. He hit it. All he has now is 11 points so far, and we're barely into the game. Walker, last week, scored 43 points in 2 games. Missed that one. Goins, Goddard, missed it. Schaus, no good. And again, Rushville with a couple of chances. Missing on both. This is Walker. Keith Walker, right in front. Phillips fires, spins out. Miley rebounds to Goins. Goes the fast break now. Underneath, Goddard should miss it. Foul on Schaus underneath. Shooting will be Phillips. Myron Schaus in his second foul. And the game is not together, so to speak, for the Rushville. They'll have to get their forces in track right away and quickly. I guess quickly and right away mean the same thing, right, Craig?
When you're down 28-12, quickly and right away means hurry up and let's straighten this thing out. I think the pressure is the real key. And Rushville, at this point, I think East Chicago, Washington did their homework. You know, Perry Meridian stripped Rushville on 3 consecutive occasions last week, and I think East Chicago, Washington scouting report reflects that.
Margin goes to 17 as Phillips hit them both. Dennis Goins, the freshman, being 2-time, gets it over to his brother, Rick. Goddard from the corner, in and out, no good. Rebound, East Chicago, Washington, all the way down into the corner to Morris. Ball is blocked on the backboard, and it counts. Morris gets credit. Rick Goins goaltending. And the margin goes to 19 points for East Chicago, 31-12. The Senators are rolling here at the Market Square Arena in Indianapolis this afternoon. Drake Morris, they telegraphed that pass, drops it in.
Great anticipation by Morris, but you were right. They really telegraphed that. Larry Engel wants to talk this over, and there's no question they need to talk it over. It's 33-12 with 5:19 to go in the first half.
Far. And Rushville, who has not hit a shot in the second quarter, trails by 21 points, and if they don't watch out, this game is going to be over for them before the first half. Now Goins will bring it down. Goins to Schaus. Right in front to Miley, who's pulled out. The Goddard 20-footer from the corner, in there. Goddard with his third field goal. He's the only man who seemingly can hit here. An error gives it to Rushville.
Tom,
19 points.
Excuse me, on offense now, Larry Engel has gone. He switched Rick Goins to a forward and working Goddard and Dennis Goins at a guard. He's trying to take advantage of Goddard's outside shooting.
Goins got it. Rick Goins. Rushville has hit their last 2 shots, but they're still way, way down. 33-16. Shot from the side, good by Williams. They get the ball down quickly, fire, and they've been scoring and hitting with regularity. Goddard to Rick Goins, ball knocked out of bounds. Let's see. Give it to East Chicago.
Goins got a hand on it. Kerry Williams came very close to losing that for East Chicago. East Chicago is doing such a great job of setting their offense up quickly with a fast break that Rushville's really having a problem with it.
Pass underneath. There it is. Bureau the ball rejected beautifully by Brad Miley. First block shot for Miley in the game. 35-16. East Chicago with the ball, with the lead, with that big advantage. Drake Morris in and out. Rebound, Murrell up, no good. And let's see the foul call. Homer Owens. 34 on the foul. Phillips. Goddard came charging out of there, disputing the foul call before he knew the foul was going to be on.
Pressure on once again by the Senators.
35-16. Rushville with the 16. And the corner to Schaus. Straight out to Dennis Goins. Walker on the foul. Got a little close that time. That's the 15th foul charged against Coach John Mulledet's East Chicago Washington Senators. Indiana Bell suggests Dennis Goins. Goins has a 1-and-1. Only a freshman. Got it. First free shot, first charity shot of the contest for Rushville. They're trailed by 18. East Chicago's biggest lead was 21. Missed that second. Rebound easy there for Phillips. Michael Phillips. Walker will bring it down. Keith Walker, All-State guard, sporting a tremendous average of 18.2 a game. He can do everything. Working on bubble gum while he's playing. It's up. It is good. Number 34, Michael Phillips. 10 points for Michael Phillips, number 34. 37-27. Rushville just can't cut that big lead. Goddard, far side to Goins. Corner. Schaus, he hasn't hit yet. Now finally does. Schaus finally got his corner shot to drop, and it's his first 2 points of the day. East Chicago with an 18-point edge. Rushville, good call by the official. Number 33, Drake Morris touched at last. It'll be out of bounds. Myron Schaus, the trigger man from center court. This is Market Square Arena, Indianapolis, Indiana. Tom Carnegie here along with Craig Roberts. Goins, 15-footer from the side, goes up, over, and out of bounds. Did a climbing act on the backboard. East Chicago. Walker, being two-time, gets it up to center, and back over.
He came down with that with one leg on either side of the timeline, over and back. And Murrow, I don't really believe he knew where he was. I think he thought he was farther down court than he was, and he has a very pained look on his face. Look at him.
Yeah, he still does. He was yelling at himself over to the bench. He was not yelling at the official on that call, as it might have looked to television viewers. This is Dennis Goins. There's Goddard, Schaus. Right in front. Rick Goins, Goddard. There's Schaus. He's open for an instant. Now fires, missing. Brad Miley. Oh, they kicked the ball. Out of bounds it goes, East Chicago.
Larry Angle, excuse me, Tom. Larry Angle's up off the bench. He's yelling, shoot, Rick, shoot. It's at a point of the game, at least in the first half, that's exactly what they have to do. And Goins, of course, such an excellent shooter, 56% on the year. He wants Rick to shoot more.
That's the 7th turnover by Rushville. Out to Walker. Underneath, Drake Morris drops the ball. There's a turnover. Dennis Goins all the way, will ride the shot, lays it in, and a foul on the play, and I'm sure they'll count the bucket. The foul will be on number 33. Basket counts. Drake Morris on the foul, his first. Locker room at halftime. They got to whittle, keep working away at it. They can't do it all at once. It's good by Goins. Now the edge is 15. It was 21. It cut 6 points off of it in the last couple minutes. Walker going to settle him down a little bit. He's a 6-foot senior, 160-pounder, All-State candidate. Dennis Goins hawking him a little bit, trying to bother him. There goes Walker, right in the lane, lays it up. He missed it. Rebound, Miley. Miley to Rick Goins. In the corner, Schaus underneath, good passing, Goddard dropped it. He kicked it out. They missed a good opportunity to close the gap further. East Chicago will have control. This is Walker walking it down. Walker, Morris, Phillips, Williams, and Murrell in the lineup for East Chicago. From the line, Morris got it. Beautiful shot.
What a great touch he has. 12 points now for Morris, and as we said, he can go. He's a swing man, plays guard and a forward, and he's only a junior.
Goins, the Goddard. Dennis Goins, 20-footer longer. Miley up, and a foul underneath.
Rushville and he was quite a player.
Miley is at the line. Good. Drake Morris has 14 points. All on field goals. Number 33. Miley, who has averaged 25 points a game, is now up to 5. 25 points a game in tournament play the last 2 games. Good. Now up to 6. 39-24, 15-point edge, East Chicago, and they have the ball. And we've got 1:20 to go. First half of the first game. Jeffersonville will go against Marion in the second contest this afternoon. We'll have the championship game at 8 o'clock tonight, of course. This is Walker, number 21. Underneath, Miley intercept. That's only in the forecourt. It's Goddard. Rolls it in. Goddard scores. The lead cut to 13 as Rushville refuses to fold. 39-26. There is Walker. Walker blocked by Miley. Miley takes it to Rick Goins. The Rushville fans going wild as their team comes back. If he hits it, watch him. There he goes.
That 21-point lead now down to 11. And you watch, John Mullidet will really want to try to settle things down. We've got an official timeout down on the floor. Miley got a whap in the eye. The officials are looking him over.
Brad Miley will go there.
More and more people are letting their fingers do the walking through the Yellow Pages. It's the easy way to shop, and more businesses find that advertising in the Yellow Pages is the best way to attract new customers.
At the line, number 40, Brad Miley. They need this 1-and-1, the Lions do. In and out, spins out, missed a couple of point opportunities there. From the side, Walker should, and he is fouled by Dennis Goins. Dennis Goins on the foul for the All-State guard candidate. First of a pair is not there. No good. Substitution for Rushville. Going in, number 34, replacing Schaus. Cullum for Schaus. Both were starting forward. Devil Cullum, 6'4" senior, is reported to the game. The score is 39-28. They've got 16 seconds to go, first half. Rushville trailed by gigantic 21 points earlier in the second quarter. When nothing they threw up there would drop for them. Walker missing again. Miley rebound. Their lead is now only 11, and Rushville needs to score before the half. Underneath to Miley. Drops the ball, but right to Dennis Goins. He has fouled. Let's see who the foul is called on. Number 22, the man who just came in there, Michael Wood. So to the line goes Dennis Goins under a lot of pressure, only a freshman, and he's certainly showing a world of poise out there this afternoon for such a youngster.
Tom, let me ask you if you think Miley's come down with 4 big rebounds in a row or not to cut that lead.
Way off the mark, but there is Cullum. He missed it at the buzzer. And so East Chicago Washington will have a double-figure lead going into the halftime activities. The score at the end of the first half is 39 for East Chicago Washington, and it's 28 for the Rushville Lions.
Rushville, he wears number 14. Cullum not in there for the Lions. Tip control, Rushville. Rick Goins. Yes, sir. Goins now with 8 points in the rebounding department as the lead is cut to 39-30. Rebounding, East Chicago Washington out-rebound the Lions 31-23 in that first half. Turnover against Drake Morris. He traveled with the ball. Rushville can cut the lead to 7. The big rebounders for East Chicago, Morris with 12, Phillips with 8, Miley has 12 for Rushville. Tapped out of bounds by number 34. That's Michael Phillips. He got a hand on it. Rushville retains possession. 7:35 to go. Third period, 39-30. The Senators lead by 9. They had led by as many as 21 in the first half. Schaus looks inside to Goins. Goins being worked down by Merle. Shot high off the glass, won't go. Miley, rebound basket. Tried for the rebound basket. It wouldn't go in, but he was fouled. He was fouled by Michael Phillips. 3.5 points a game on the year. 2 shots now for Brad Miley. Miley, the 6'8", 180-pound senior of Rushville.
I tell you, if Rushville does come back and tie this one up or go ahead, it'll be the greatest comeback I've ever seen. I'm sure of that. Down 21 points, and here they are, whittling.
Miley cuts that lead to 39-32. Walker, right side to Drake Morris. Morris now working at a guard. He's a swing man, works guard forward. He's into guard. Baseline jumper will be short. Rebound. Morris gets his own rebound. Shot up, off, no good. Tip by Phillips is no good. Taken out of there by Dennis Goins. Goins down quickly. Goes right side. It's tipped out of bounds. It still belongs to Rushville. Number 45 was Darrell Bridgman getting a hand in there to tip it out of bounds.
One thing about Rushville, they have not panicked. They've been whittling that lead down by degrees, which is the way to do it. You can't do it all at once.
Goddard, top of the key. He's got it. Goddard with his 10th point, and suddenly it's a 5-point lead, 39-34, East Chicago, Washington. Rushville, as Tom suggested, never giving up. This is Walker. His shot won't go down, and we've got an undercutting foul has been called on number 14, Steve Goddard. First team foul of the second half. Walker will throw it in. 39-34, 6:46 to go, third quarter from Market Square Arena. The announced attendance this afternoon, 17,490. Merle's shot is off, no good. Rebound, knocked out of bounds, belongs to East Chicago.
One thing I noticed, East Chicago gets good offensive board position. Off their own board, they've got good position underneath quite often.
They've got the muscle to go with it, too. If you take a look at Morris, number 33, very, very strong, and Bridgman is built like a little football player. I say little. He is not little by any stretch of the imagination at 6'2", 185. That matchup zone really worked to perfection for East Chicago. The traveling violation turns it over. They had a good play working as Phillips got good position inside, but he shuffled the feet and turns it over to Rushville. Morris, Phillips.
That's the 11th turnover by East Chicago in the game, so they're beginning to catch up with their average.
Nearly a double dribble, but no call. Dennis Goins working left side. Jumper will be short.
That was a bad shot by Dennis.
There's that great outlet pass that worked so well in the first quarter, and Walker dumps in his 13th point. So important to get that outlet pass out, and East Chicago, Washington does one heck of a job of clearing it. 41-34, closing in on 6 minutes to go, third quarter. Baseline left, Rick Goins. Yes, sir, he's got it. Goins now with 10 points. Rick Goins, 41-36, 5:55 to go, third period. Walker with Dennis Goins riding him. Walker is fouled. Goins, 160 pounds, and as John Mulladette says, this guy really hasn't had a great deal of publicity this year, but he is the key to their offense. Walker is now 2 out of 3 from the free throw line. 14 points for Walker. University of Louisville very interested, and I suspect that Junior Bridgman may have something to do with that. 43-36, 5:47 to go, third period. Goins and Goddard working at the guards. They have switched offensively, putting Rick Goins at a forward, working the baseline. Here he is, top of the key. All-State candidate, averaging 26 points a game on the year. We've got a whistle inside. Let's see who gets the personal. Myron Schaus picks up the personal, a holding foul inside. Now Rushville wants to pick up their defensive assignments a little early as Goins picks up Walker. Keith Walker works right side. He'll go up with a 12-footer. It's off, no good, and Myron Schaus pulls it down, clears it to Goddard. He dumps it to Goins. 5:17 to go, third period. This is Miley. Miley gets it to Schaus. Senators still in that matchup 1-3-1 zone. Goins from the right side, air ball. Dennis, his brother, got the shot up, taken out of there by Walker, and Goddard will pick up the personal foul. Steve Goddard picks it up.
I think that foul did prevent an easy basket at the other end.
Larry Angle wants a timeout now. So there's timeout on the floor with the score. East Chicago 43, Rushville 36. We'll be right back after this message from Indiana Bell. But right now it's high school basketball Final Four. And Tom, I think having worked in states where there are more than one class of basketball, please don't let anybody change it. This is what it's all about.
Yeah. East Chicago has hit only one field goal this quarter.
Still only one as Rick Goins clears it out of there on the missed shot by Walker. 4:50 to go, third quarter. Rushville doing a heck of a job of cutting that lead. At one time it was 21. It's down to 43-36. Baseline. Goins turned around. The hook is good. Goins with a good move around Bridgman. The lead now 43-38 for the Senators. Walker all the way. His shot won't go down. Rebound inside. The basket is good by Morris.
Good at position again on the rebound department for East Chicago. That's Morris's first field goal second half.
He's got 16, 45-38, 4:18 to go in the third quarter. Dennis Goins gets it to Schaus. Schaus back to Goins. Inside Miley. Good move. Excellent assist pass from Dennis Goins. 10 points now for Miley. Merrill couldn't get it to go down, and here comes Rushville, 45-40. Rushville can cut that lead to 3 with a bucket here. Cross court, Goins all alone, won't drop. Miley! Brad Miley with a follow-up rebound basket. It's 43-40 with 3:43 to go. And now East Chicago, Washington wants a timeout. John Mulligan up off the bench. And Tom, what a comeback. 45-42. Rushville trails by only 3.
It's almost unbelievable that a team could be down by 21 and going nowhere. All of a sudden start chopping away, whittling away steadily, never losing their poise, and finally get that 21-point deficit whittled to only 3 points. And we have 3:42 left in the third quarter, and this is the first timeout that East Chicago, Washington has called to marshal their forces. And in this quarter, East Chicago, Washington has hit only 2 field goals out of some 9 attempts, and Rushville has taken 12 shots, hit 6, and that tournament jittery first half is over for them. They're on target now.
3:42 to go in the third quarter, 45-42. The Senators with a record of 26-1, Rushville 25-1. Time this year that East Chicago, Washington has played on the Market Square Arena floor. The second game of the season, they played Lebanon here in the second half of a doubleheader. The turnover gives it to Rushville. East Chicago, Washington at that time defeated Lebanon by a score of 54-50. It was the second game of a doubleheader way back at the beginning of the season. 3:33 to go, 45-42. Goins, the lane, shot rejected nicely by Murrell. Fast break it the other way. Shot retains possession. The Senators hesitated for a moment. About 3 hands went up, and apparently somebody from Rushville got a hand on it. The officials for today's game doing an excellent job. Homer Owens and Gene Lynn. This is Drake Morris, 33, only a junior. What a prospect he'll be for collegiate ball. Coach John Mulligan was very serious when he said, yes, he will be a good prospect. Walker's shot won't go down. Merrill, shot rejected by Miley. Merrill had good position. The shot was rejected by Miley. He goes into his senior year. Wasinski is now into the game. Stan Wasinski, number 30 for East Chicago, Washington. They were looking underneath. They were looking for Michael Phillips. He started to make a move and then stopped dead in his tracks, and East Chicago throws it away.
That's the 4th time they've done so this third quarter.
45-42, 2:53 to go third quarter. Rushville trying to cut the once 21-point lead of East Chicago to only 1. Schaus, in and out, rims it, and Wasinski brings the rebound out of there. Stolen by Schaus. Top of the key, Goddard, 12-footer is good. Goddard with 12 points now in a relief role. East Chicago 45, Rushville 44 with 2:28 to go third quarter. Walker turns the ball over. He carried the ball, and Rushville has an opportunity to take the lead for the first time in the game.
And it's an unbelievable comeback, an amazing comeback. There's no other words that'll fit it. Down 21 points, now trailing by only 5. That was early in the second quarter. Drilled in the hole by 21 points. Here are the Lions.
45-44, stolen away by Morris, but He was the last man to touch it as he went over the baseline. Rushville's Myron Schaus, as he does on so many occasions, will trigger the inbounds pass, looking right at number 34, Michael Phillips. 2:17 to go, third quarter. Dennis Goins, top of the key, left side. Goddard, he'll take the jumper. No good. Good rebound position once again for East Chicago, Washington. They had 2 men on the weak side. Cleared out of there to Walker. Walker now walks it across the timeline. 2:04 to go, third quarter. He goes to Wyszynski on the right side. Wyszynski back outside to Walker. Morris, turnaround jumper. Short. Rebound. Goddard outlets it to Schaus. Schaus looks to Dennis Goins. Goins has a man underneath. His brother Rick just saw him at the last moment. Rick still retains possession, but double dribbles. Goins had the dribble, dropped the ball, picked it up again, and that turns it over. Inside 2 minutes, 1:46 to go, third quarter. East Chicago, Washington 45, Rushville 44. In the event you just tuned in, East Chicago in the dark uniforms, or the maroon if you're watching in color, Rushville in the home whites. Drake Morris. Rushville doing a good job of spreading that offense out of East Chicago. Tapped away momentarily by Goins. Walker. The tempo certainly has changed. East Chicago, Washington had about 5 or 6 fast break baskets. Their outlet passes were working to perfection. That's not happening now as Rushville's defense has taken over. Walker, top of the key, shot off, left side, no good. Shot attempt is blocked inside, actually better than 50%. Their defensive and offensive averages on the year nearly identical.
Well, East Chicago, Washington is getting all the opportunities they need. They have taken 6 shots in a row and failed.
Walker gets it to Morris. 1 minute even to go, third period, 1 minute even. Here's Walker again from 12. Still won't go down, and Miley clears it out of there. Outlet to Goins. Fast break 2-on-1. Won't go. Schaus. Rebound. He's got it. Myron Schaus with a go-ahead basket. 46-45 Rushville. 40 seconds to go, third period. The first lead in the game for Rushville. They were down initially 9-0. They trailed at one point by 21. They were down by 8 at the first quarter's end. Down by 11 at the half. Morris' shot cleared out of there by Miley. Miley with 12 first half rebounds is coming up big in this second half. Larry Angle wants 1 shot with 20 seconds to go. Rushville, 17 seconds now. Rushville has the lead. They'll go for the last shot of the third quarter. 13, 12, 11, 10 seconds to go in the third quarter. Dennis Goins, 8 seconds. Schaus on the give and go, and he doesn't get it. With 3 seconds, 2, 1. Walker's shot will not go down. That is the end of the third quarter. With the score, Rushville 46, East Chicago, Washington 45. We'll be right back with these words from Indiana Bell. Third period, 17,490 on their feet. Here's Tom Carnegie for the fourth and final quarter of the first game of the state finals. Tom?
Let's go down to the wire with these Chicago Senators in the maroon uniforms and in the white and red and black uniforms, the Lions of Rushville, who have never even been in the Final Four. East Chicago has won a state championship twice previously. Brad Miley got control of the tip. Ozinski, does he save it? He does for the Senators. And the Senators trailing now by 1 will bring it down. Third quarter, East Chicago hit only 2 out of 18 shots for 11%. And it is not there. Miro misses a nice soft 10-footer right in front. So East Chicago, Washington shooting in the third quarter was even worse than Rushville's in the first quarter. It's good. The basket counts by Schaus. He was fouled by number 34, Phillips. His third foul. Schaus hits at a critical and strategic time. And he has a chance now to make it a 3-point play. Hey, Rushville now leads by a score of 48-45. A 1-point lead has gone to 3. It could go to 4. Rushville hit 8 out of 18 third quarter. Does it drop? It will. Myron Schaus has come up with a big 3-point play. And we're going to have a substitution back in there. Big Kerry Williams, a starting forward, who has been riding the bench with 4 fouls charged against him, but they got to get him back in there. Rushville's lead is now 4 points over East Chicago Roosevelt. This is Walker. He's been strangely silent. Dennis Goins on the foul for him. There is Walker. Got it. Here's the first of the pair. And the lead now for Rushville is 3 points. 49-46. The Lions up by 3, up by 2. As Walker hits 2 from the charity stripe. Rushville's lead now only 2 points. Goddard having trouble bringing it down, and the jump ball. Walker on a jump situation, and Larry Angle, their coach, comes up.
Miley had 6 rebounds in that third quarter. He now has 18 for the game, and for some guys, that might be his season.
It'll be Goddard jumping against Walker. An important situation here. Who will control it? East Chicago does. Wosinski to Morris. There he goes. No good, but there is a rebound shot by Phillips and a foul on the play. The foul is on number 40, Brad Miley. That's only his second foul. The second 2-shot foul situation in a row. He got it. 3 points in a row for East Chicago at the foul line. They trail by only 1 now, 49-48. Rushville had built up a 4-point edge. It's all even. 6 points for William. The score is tied, 49-49. Goins on the drive, drops the ball. Here goes Walker. Walker rides, should, missed it. Miley rebounds, Walker fouls him. Oh, a critical miss that time for Keith Walker. East Chicago, all tied, 1 point under the half-century mark. Dennis Goins, number 30, in on the side to Schaus, fakes one shot, now will try, missed it. Rebound, Drake Morris, East Chicago. Now, Rushville is getting cold. Let's see how many in a row they've missed. There is Walker, up, lays it up, way short. He missed out a mile. Miley out to Dennis Goins. He's got his brother over there, but the ball is kicked out of bounds. Man, underneath the Rushville basket. It's all tied. Both teams cold at the moment. Straight out to Dennis Goins. Number 30, cool, only a freshman. Rick Goins to the side, 20-footer. It's going to be no good. Rebound, steps, yes. Homer Owens says steps. Rushville gets another chance to take the lead again. Rushville had a 4-point lead early in this quarter. Now it's all tied. And both teams stuck on 49. They don't want to go to 50 for some reason. Tom Cunnington here on the play-by-play along with Craig Roberts. First game, the 66th annual Indiana High School Basketball Tournament. Lots of events this past week here in Indianapolis built around this great classic. This is Goddard trying to work his way in. Out now to Miley, the center. Underneath to Rick Goins. He could, he should. He was fouled is the reason he didn't. Number 33, Drake Morris, who was in there guarding him, is called on the foul. That's his second foul. And a timeout is called by East Chicago, Washington. After this timeout is over, going to the line will be Rick Goins. Angle. He has 2 coming. Here's the first. He scores. Back into the lead goes Rushville. 50-49. Rick fires. Got it. Finally dropped down the chimney. And it's 51-49. Rushville by 2. Drake Morris to center court to Wosinski. Now they 3-time him there, but he gets the ball away to Keith Walker to the head of the lane. His shot is not going to drop, but it's in by Drake Morris. Tied up again at 51-51. Rick Goins, Steve Schausen, yes he was. He was on that line. He was on that line when he took that pass. Out of bounds, East Chicago. Turnover, charge to Rushville. They're 14th of the game. Now here goes Keith Walker, All-State guard. We've got a tie ball game, 51-51, 25-footer over the mark. Drake Morris is there, rebound, no good. He missed it a country mile. Brad Miley has it, dumps it off to Dennis Goins. Dennis in trouble, is going to keep going, and he had it stolen from him by Keith Walker. Dennis lost the ball several times last week on a similar play. Walker missed it. And was he fouled? Yes. Drake Morris over the shoulder that time. Drake Morris is third behind 51 all between East Chicago, Washington, and Rushville. And at the line with the 1-and-1 is Brad Miley, the big center. Rushville got it. He scores. And now that is 3 in a row in this quarter, this half for Brad Miley. Here we go with the second. Spins out. Not there, but Rushville leads by 1. There goes Drake Morris, number 33, their all-star forward. Only a junior at 6'5". Keith Walker in control of this team and the game right at the moment on the dribble. Rushville leading by 1. Walker bombs a 20-footer. Big rebound by Miley of Rushville. Rushville had a 4-point lead at the start of this quarter. It has been chopped to 0. Now back up to 1. He could. No, it's off to the right. Going now back over his head. No good. And there's going to be a foul on number 34, I'm sure. Yes, here comes, no, it's number 30.
You know, Tom.
Now number 30, Wosinski on the foul.
But he's almost the sole impetus of their offense now.
First of 2, it's good.
He's bringing the ball down and shooting nearly every time. It doesn't appear to me like he's even beginning to try to work it inside at all, which worked so well for them in the first half.
Rushville's lead up to 2, 53-51. Now it's 3 at 54-51. Rushville has built it back up to 3 points. We're at the 4-minute, 45-second mark in the ball game. That's all the time there is to go here at 1:15 on a Saturday afternoon in Indianapolis, Indiana. A high pass. Drops it. Retrieved. Oh, yes. Out deep to Walker again. East Chicago almost lost possession of that. Drake could be, no, off. Goddard rebounding. Comes out with it. He's got to pass it off. He does to Dennis Goins. Dennis, a long pass, and it was too long, but it was dropped by Drake Morris. He goes down. I don't know what happened to him. He hurt his back somewhat for the Senators. Schaus has got to hurry. He does. Into Dennis Goins. Corner now. Far side, Goddard is open. He's going to blow that shot. All he had to do was drop it in. Some reason it wouldn't go. There goes Walker. Lays it over. Got it. The lead is trimmed now to 1 point. Rushville up 54-53. Here is Dennis Goins. Oh, how Rushville needed that basket a moment ago by Goddard. Dennis on the right is fouled on the way in by number 20. Foster, who just went in there, draws the foul. And dominating early. 21-point lead. Finally disappeared. He got it. Dennis Goins scores. 7 points for him. The lead goes back to 2, 55-53. Rushville up. It's short. Rebound. Picked off. Number 44 got it. That was Muro. Number 21, Keith Walker on the dribble. He's their field general. He's going to drive. Lays it up. No good. And a foul from behind on number 34, Phillips. That's his 4th. And now, Morris out with an injury. They're 2 boys who dominate the boards or help them work on the boards. Phillips and Williams both have 4 fouls.
A hip pointer.
Here is Rick Goins. Up, and it is good. The lead goes to 3. 56-53. Rushville going for their first state title in history. Got it? No. Spun out. By golly, it looked like it was going to drop, but Rick's shot spun out. Too much English on it. So, Rushville up by 3, 56-53. There is Morris. Looks all right. Nope, not there. Rebound. It's loose. East Chicago picks it up. Wosinski, number 30. In the corner to Phillips. Back on out to Walker. He'll set things up. East Chicago trailing by 3. 20-footer. Off the mark. No good. Rebound by Brad Miley. Dennis Goins down to Schaus. He waits for him to catch up. Now they penetrate with Rick Goins from the side. A 10-footer. Got it. And it's the biggest lead of the ball game for Rushville. 58-53. Rushville by 5. They had led by 4 at the start of this quarter. We have 2:45 to go. Missing. No good. And a foul and a whistle. Let's see who the call is against. And I believe it's against East Chicago, Washington. The history of state tournament play. I'll say that. I don't know whether it's 2 or not. He scores. Brad Miley drops it in. There's a 6-point lead. And they were down by 21. 59-53. 2:45 to go. He scores. And a 7-point lead. Miley hits 2 in a row. And East Chicago, Washington has dug themselves into a hole with terrible second-half shooting. Walker rides it up. He missed it. Rebound. Miley to Dennis Goins. They could get in the triple. Goddard rolls it up, no good. Rick Goins, no good. A foul on Goddard. Goddard's foul. Ooh, Rushville had two easy ones underneath. Of course, they look easy. They're not.
Credit to Rushville defense. They were in a man-to-man early, then went to the zone, and the zone has really shut them off. And credit that guy right there. Miley must have about 25 rebounds by now.
Out of bounds. It'll be Rushville out. Larry Angle's going wild.
Well, he just was informed that Steve Goddard has 4 personals, and he's telling him, you know, do all you can, but don't foul anybody.
There it is into Brad Miley. Far side to Rick Goins. He'll get it across the timeline. 2 minutes, 15 seconds to go. Rushville leads by 7. This is Goddard. Goddard, number 14. Works it in. Nope. Will not take the shot. To Miley, to Dennis Goins. 2 minutes, 2 seconds. We've got 2 minutes to go in the game. Offensive foul on Goins, no basket. Yep. That's his 4th foul. To 53. 7-point edge. Chicago brings it down as the clock goes under the 2-minute mark. The whistles. Turnover. No basket. A 3-second violation, I believe it was. 3-second lane violation. And Rick Goins up to Dennis. He gets it across the timeline. Dennis Goins on the dribble. Now to Rick. The Lions trying to hold on to the greatest comeback of all time. Number 22, Woods on the foul. His 2nd foul. The Rushville Lions have never been in the Final Four. They could be in the Final 2. A timeout as Rushville fans begin to celebrate, but it's too early for that. At least there is elation on the Rushville bench.
Foster's going to check back in now for East Chicago, Washington.
Well, East Chicago has played a rather disorganized second half. Their shooting has been off, true. But the Rushville Lions, in relentless pursuit of their first state title, had refused to be panicked. And they were prepared for a deficit, evidently, and they've come on. It's good by Goddard. He scores. And the lead goes to 8 points with 1:44 to go. And this is the first game of the afternoon. Marion and Jeffersonville, the second. Goddard eyes. He got it. Goddard now with 2 in a row from the foul line. Makes it 62-53. An unbelievable 9-point lead. Bridgman lost the rebound. Schaus back in, but he got it to the wrong man. Steps. Too many steps. Foster on the step. Rushville will have it with 1:31 to go. And they have a 9-point lead. There it is to Goddard. He was fouled on the play by Walker. The Rushville Lions, before literally hundreds and hundreds of thousands of fans on TV and 17,490 here at Market Square Arena, are pulling the comeback of all time.
Drake Morris is going to come back. Washington, 14-0. All 14 points by the young man right here, Goddard.
Goddard eyes. This could be 10-point edge. It is. Steve Goddard. Think of that. Down by 21. Leading by 10. Rushville with 1.5 minutes to go in this game makes it now 11 as Goddard has hit 2 in a row. Substitution for East Chicago, Washington. The lead goes to 11. Down by 21. Up by 11. Sounds impossible. You've seen it here this afternoon at Indianapolis, Indiana. That's what makes Hoosier hysteria so great. Taylor fires, missing. Rebound. Brad Miley. He's been a horse on rebounds this second half. Dennis drops it out of bounds. Too hot to handle. Very few turnovers in this game, really. When you look at it, down 18 turnovers for Rushville so far. That's not too bad. There is Walker firing, scoring. He finally picks up his 3rd field goal of the second half. Here is Goddard. If he catches up, he could get it. Now around his man, lays it up, drops it in. Boy, Goddard has been some today, hasn't he? 10, 12, 14, 16, 18 points. Shot partially blocked, off to Drake Morris, up. No good. Phillips stepped all over the place. He got like he was on stilts that time. Playing the championship game tonight.
What a game for Steve Goddard. 18 points off the bench, and he's hit his last 4 free throws in a row.
Into Rick Goins. You'll just have to admit that Rushville displayed magnificence under fire when they refused to wilt. Goddard could be 20, a little bit off to the left. Drop, then Goddard gets it, still has it, he came up with it.
Unbelievable.
Oh, no, I don't believe that.
Play. Unbelievable.
Underneath, Goins. And a whistle. Come on, Larry Angle, don't stand up in front of us. I didn't see that. It's a foul. He gets number 21.
Larry Angle, it was really funny. He went over to Goddard and he said, hey, I didn't want you to shoot. And Goddard had a big smile on his face. And Larry says, but I'm really glad you got the ball back.
Rick Goins at the line to help preside over the elimination of East Chicago, Washington. It's good. East Chicago will finish the year with a record of 26-2.
Tom, a standing ovation for the Rushville fans as Neville Cullum has replaced Brad Miley.
Heads up, it's good again. The thing I admire most about Rushville is their refusal to panic, refusal to fold. Up, and it's good. Number 20, and that is Foster. Foster, his first points of the game. Well, the final score is yet to be decided. Dennis throws it away, intended for Schaus. We've got 11 seconds to go, but Rushville and the Lions are in the state final championship game for the first time in their long history. Way off to the right, no good. Right in front, the rebound is short. Here's another one, up and in. And that is probably the final basket of the game, and it is. And the final score, Rushville 68, East Chicago, Washington 59. And that is the unbelievable comeback. And Rushville is really celebrating going into the championship game tonight for the very first time in the school's history. Now, the winning coach, Instacam report, Russ Freeland.
Coach Larry Angle, this has to be a great victory for you. Greatest victory of our lives. You are the biggest cheerleader for any team I've ever seen, which means you have good rapport with your kids.
We got great rapport with our kids, and I tell you what, we're down 22 today, Russ. It could have been all over, but we didn't quit.
What do you tell a team when you're down like that and you're against the #1 team in the state?
Don't try to catch up too quickly. We came down and took bad shots. If we don't try to catch up too quickly, we can get back in any game.
Congratulations on a fine victory. Let's go to courtside.
Okay. Oh, what a game. Final score. Let's give it to you again. And you won't believe it if you heard the first half today and just dropped around. Rushville 68, East Chicago